AI has made it easier than ever to start and scale a personal brand. I'm Brad, and in the past 7 months, I grew my personal brand on Instagram to over 57,000 followers with the help of AI. But the normal chat based AI can make it more complicated than simple to produce content and build out your personal brand. So, in this video, I'm going to show you a tool combined with 4 practical steps that you can take to build an AI engine to supercharge your personal brand. Yeah, so step one is how to use this specific AI to understand your authentic voice. So I'll show you how to feed it all of your content and other things like your why or vision and mission, which we did in the last video, to make it understand how you speak in your content. Step two is going to be coming up with the content ideas. So, how to use the AI to generate ideas that actually resonate with your audience and align with your brand to eliminate the constant struggle of like, what should I be posting? And then step three is turning those ideas into scripts. So I'm going to show you my exact process for transforming content ideas, which the AI produces, into engaging scripts that sound exactly like you. And step four is going to be then repurposing those scripts into other forms of content, like email, or if you're doing short form, maybe a long form script, etc. So I've been going on about this AI tool, but what is the AI tool? So the AI tool is Poppy AI, and honestly, it is like the most insane AI tool I've ever used for content creation, hands down. You might have heard of it. It's blowing up a lot recently because more and more creators are using it. It has been such a game changer for my personal branding journey, content creation in general. There's so much that it can do, and I'll explain to you a little bit more in a minute exactly. If you click on the link down below in the description, you can grab $25 off for the year. So it lands up coming to about 424 for the year, which is about $35 a month. Honestly, well worth it. I would cancel all your other AI subscriptions and just use this because it is that powerful. I'm not even joking. And I'll show you just a couple of the capabilities, or actually quite a few, in this video. So let's go back to Poppy. Step one is going to be finding your authentic voice, or getting the AI to understand like how you speak within your content. Yeah, this is very crucial because then all the scripts that it creates and outlines, etc., will be based off of the way that you speak in your videos. So I'm going to press G. I'm going to press G, and this makes then a new group. Okay. And we'll call this group brand identity. And now what I'm going to start doing is just pulling in videos I've created, even different aspects of my brand, right? So let's go onto Instagram. I'll take, let's say, this video for my story. This one posted today is a little bit more of like a brand building type piece of content. Luckily, I've already created a lot of content, and I have specific pieces like my authentic creator chat where I'm literally just sitting and speaking to the camera, sharing insights and things like that. So I want to get the piece of content where I'm speaking as naturally as possible, using the words that I usually would in normal conversation. And I'll show you what you can do if you don't have piece of content that you've created yet. You could even add in voice notes. So let me actually show you that real quick. Let's say you haven't created a lot of pieces of content. You can click on here and you just speak normally. Speak about, I don't know, explain a story or something that happened, or how you explain a conversation that you're having with a friend. And then you can stop it. And now it's got a voice note, so it understands how you speak in normal conversation, which is pretty cool. Let's go. I'm going to continue, just get a couple more of these authentic creator chats. There we go. Okay, sick. So we got quite a few Instagram videos. I'm gonna get a YouTube video as well. So I posted my first one the other day. Here we go. Thanks for 103 subs, by the way. That's really sick. Okay, so YouTube video. There's a couple other things I want to add in here. So you would have done your vision and your mission if you watched my last video. I would say go ahead and add it into this brand identity space as well. I'm gonna add in, like, I have a manifesto for my business and for my brand, so I'm going to add that in here. I'm going to add in my ideal follower. So I'm just going and adding text, right? So if you press T, it adds text. we go. So I realized I got stuck straight into just creating the board. Let me explain to you a little bit about like the things that you can add. So you saw I was copying links to Instagram videos, YouTube videos. I put in text. I even did a voice note. So on the side here, all the different things that you can add into Pop. You can add voice recording, images, so pictures of whatever it is. I mean, maybe even if you find carousel photos that you like, you can put in there. YouTube videos, TikTok, Instagram text. Then you have the actual AI chat box. You can add in full websites, full PDF documents like books if you want to, and then group, which is this. So it puts it all together. Okay, cool. So we have a bunch of my Instagram videos. We have one long form YouTube video, manifesto for my brand, my ideal follower, even have a voice note in there. Uh, that's pretty much step one. And now it goes to, I'm going to press C, creates a chat. I'm going to link the group to the chat box. And now if I zoom in, you can either open it fully or you can just leave it like this. So what I'm going to type is going to be, I have added a bunch of my own personal videos in I think I called it personal brand identity, in in group one, analyze them to understand how I speak in my videos. So you can choose a couple different AI models. There's Claude, ChatGPT 4.0. I personally use Claude because I really like how detailed how good it is at copywriting. Mine is a lot better than ChatGPT. Understanding your video communication style, your speaking style, conversational and authentic, thoughtful pacing, warm, inviting, confident yet humble, video formats, content structures, storytelling approach. Yeah, so it's going and essentially what it's doing, it's analyzing all of these videos. It's pretty crazy. Even if there wasn't a voiceover in any of these videos or I wasn't speaking, it could still analyze the video and the text on the video, which is really cool for when you're getting content inspiration and things like that. Yeah, even told you the sources in which it pulled from. Okay, so that's step one. So as you can see, it's really easy to use, right? It literally, you can put in anything here. The next thing that I want to do is, or step two now is ideation. So coming up with content ideas. So how you can actually, choose top performing pieces of content and use that to then combine with your tone of voice to come up with new ideas. So what I'll do for this is I'll go into Instagram and head over to my saved posts, go to content topic ideas. And now these are a bunch that I really liked. And I save them, use them for inspiration, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go, this one's an amazing video. Copy link address, go back to Poppy, make a new group. So I just press G. I'm going to call this content inspiration. And then all I'm going to start doing is pasting in these videos, specifically from Instagram. So you can do this specified on which platform it is that you want to create the content for. So I'm doing this for Instagram. You could do it with YouTube as well. You can create another whole group for YouTube specifically. I'm just going to take a bunch of these because I saved them for a reason. I did notice that carousels don't necessarily work too well. It can analyze the single images, but if you try to do like a full carousel post, then yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I'll add a couple more in here. Okay, so now I have these content ideas in this second group. So what I can do is I can then link the content inspiration to here. Hopefully you're starting to see how crazy this actually is. And then I'll go in, I'll be like, firstly, I'm going to prompt it and ask it who my ideal follower is. Who is, follower based off the in group one. Okay, so gives me a full breakdown on my ideal follower, which is amazing. And then what I'll start doing is I'll go from the content in group two. So you always want to refer to where you're pulling the information from. I find it works best. Up with 5 content ideas that would be best suited for my ideal follower. Easy as. The one thing you do need to be a little bit careful of is your credits. So you can always upgrade it. And they explain exactly how credits work as well. So yeah, just be careful because I find sometimes I can use them up really quickly, especially if I'm like in the flow of trying to create something. Okay, so let's check this out. So I get my ideal follower a name. Well, I actually put a name for my ideal follower, which is Jake. Shout out Jake. Okay, so if I look, one, the power law of personal branding, why 10% of your content creates 90% of your results. Very nice. It even explains why it works for my ideal follower, which is really cool. From yoga teacher to 10K months, authentic creator's journey. It's not a bad one actually, because I started out as a yoga teacher, so that I got that from my videos, which is crazy. Triple framework, how to create 7 videos in under 30 minutes. Become known for the problem you solve, building a personal brand that stands out. So all of these are really amazing content ideas that I can now take and use and create scripts on. So that leads us into step 3, which is actually turning these now content ideas that are based off of or targeted towards your ideal follower into scripts. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. I'm going to make a new group, place this here, and now I'm going to find videos which are going to help me script. So let's say how to script, or actually I'm going to do storytelling. I know this one is incredible. Use this a couple times. And then I'm copying the link and I'm doing Control or Command V on Mac, which then pastes it directly into Poppy. I'll find a couple more. This one. Okay, so it's basically showing you different principles of storytelling. And then I'll say how to script Instagram. So the thing that's pretty cool is that you can literally, yeah, I mean, here, even Callaway, shout out to Callaway, he has an amazing video on creating irresistible hooks. So that's something I can also use. The thing that's really cool is that you don't need to go and search for specific, frameworks. I mean, you can, like I have quite a few which I give to my clients, but you can just look on YouTube of people who have made videos on how to script videos and put that in, and Poppy's just going to analyze and transcribe all of it. I'll do how to script short form. Okay, cool. So I found another one here, how to write scripts for TikTok videos. Let's take that as an example and go back to Poppy, paste that in. It's a little bit smaller, scripting. Okay, so now what we can do is we'll take this and we'll join this group back to Poppy, like so. And then I can go in here, choose. So from the ideas, then what I'll do is I'll find which one I really like. So maybe go back to the top. The power law of personal brand and why 10% of your content creates 90% of the results. 80% of your content actually does nothing for your growth. Here's how to focus on 20% that matters. Yeah, let's go with that. So let's say I choose the first one. I'll go I dig first one. And then what I generally do, just to make sure that it knows which one I'm referring to specifically, I'll just copy paste it. Probably don't need to do that, but I do anyway. And then I'll say, can you turn this into a script based on normally speak in my videos? Use the storytelling and scripting frameworks that in group 3. I also want you to realize like my prompting could be way better, but that's how powerful this tool is. Even with prompting that's not great, it spits out incredible results. So let's have a look at this. How long is the video in total? It's a bit long, right? It's like 3 minutes. So make this a 30-second reel. Cool. 80% of your content actually does nothing for your growth, and that's completely normal. Power law of personal branding means only 10% of your content creates 90% of the results. I grew from 2,500 to over 50,000 followers in 6 months when I stopped treating every piece of content the same. So it's really cool because now it's pulling literally from my videos information, first of all, and secondly, it's sharing it and writing it in how I would present it, even with the structures and whatnot. So I can go, awesome, create 3 hook variations. Guys, also, like, please normalize chatting to AI nicely. Personally, I think it provides or gives really good answers when I say please, thank you, and all those types of things, and have just like a normal conversation with it. 80% of your content is actually wasted effort. But here's the thing, you only need 10% of it to grow a 6-figure brand. Not bad. I was stuck at 2,500 followers for 3 years until I discovered the power law of content. 6 months later, 50,000 followers and my first 10K month. That's a pretty decent hook. Ever wonder why some creators blow up overnight while others stay stuck? It's not about creating more content, it's about identifying the 10% that actually drives your growth. So these hooks are decent, right? So then what I can say is like, okay, maybe I like hook 2, write a version with hook 2. There you go. It even does a little call to action at the end, and then I can literally go and take this and turn this into a video. So I usually take what AI generates with like a little bit of a pinch of salt, pinch of salt. But after using Poppy, like I can trust it's gonna write a lot of the stuff in the way I would usually communicate. So I'll maybe tweak this a bit, and then I can turn that into a piece of content really easily. And now we go on to our next step, which is repurposing the content. So now we have the AI understanding the way we speak in our content, our ideal follower, things like that. It's got content inspiration. It's helped us come up with ideas, script the ideas. The last one is going to be converting it into different forms of content. So for me specifically, I'm going to be using an email. I actually don't need to make a group for this. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be turning these short form or this script that we've created into an email. I have a specific framework that I personally use for my emails, doing like call to action emails for sales purposes, for instance. So I'm going to pop that in there and I'll just say email framework. And then I can zoom out and I can get this connected. Cool. So now the email framework is connected. I can go back to the chat and say, turn this script into an email using the framework in group. I think it's group 4 now. I'm group 4. Oh no, I'm using the framework, using the email framework I've added. We'll write this as a full email without steps. And it's literally as easy as that. So we now turn that piece of content into a full written email that I can use, send out to my list today if I wanted. Probably tweak it a little bit, but yeah, it's really incredible. And that is your entire content system. It's super flippin' powerful. Like I can't explain to you guys how much of a game changer this is. So again, if you're wanting $25 off, hit the link in the description. Go get Poppy. It's so worth it. It's only $35 a month, which in the grander schemes of things is nothing when you think about how much content, how much time you're saving with this tool. If you found this helpful, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's any other tutorials or specific things that you are struggling with your personal brand. Leave it in the comments and I can potentially make a video on it down the line. And yeah, if you want to connect, reach out to me on Instagram. I'll answer all of my own personal DMs and I'd love to connect with more of you. Cheers.